Hey guys, what's up? Sienna here. Welcome to my channel where we talk about just things I am overthinking, apparently. And today I wanted to do something a little different. What has been going through my mind lately? Well, I guess the start is I've just really gotten interested in videos on the US debt crisis and the credit crisis we seem to be having, where everyone is just spending more money than they'll ever be able to pay back. So I've been watching those videos like Financial Audit and that sort of thing. And what I've really started thinking about since then is wedding debt, and going over budget for weddings seems to be really common right now. And I'm really interested in that because I work in the wedding industry, and I'm getting married next June, so June 2026 bride, so I'm planning my own wedding currently. So yeah, I ended up going down the rabbit hole of TikToks of people just giving wedding budget transparency, saying exactly how much their wedding cost them and what they like expected to spend versus what they actually spent. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a couple of the TikToks that I found and just kind of go over how crazy it's gotten. And before we get started, I want to make it clear, like, no judgment to anyone who spent more than they expected to on their wedding, or that just wanted more of a luxury wedding and that was what they went for and they didn't really mind spending the money. But I do want to make the point that the wedding industry is like marked up because it preys on insecurities and fantasy and romance just in general. And so it has become just an industry that can really just get a lot of money out of people, and it costs a lot more than it ever should. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Let's get started.
1. Let's get started.
I guess where I'd really like to start is by putting out there that the average wedding cost in the United States is currently around $33,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's currently my goal to do my whole wedding for under $10,000, and so far we are on track. It might go up to $15,000, but we're still aiming for 10, and as long as it stays below 15, we are good to go, I think. And so far, yeah, we've been doing it, and I'll put more of like what I've been spending as I go over this next TikTok. I'll be kind of explaining like what I've spent versus what they've spent in the TikTok, and yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting. Like I said, it should not cost as much as it does, but here we are, so let's get into it. We're gonna look at this first one.
In the spirit of transparency, I'm going to go through my May 2026 wedding cost breakdown. Start off strong with the venue. This will be the cost if we do the add-ons that we are planning on adding on, so like champagne tower, late night snack, etc. And this is for around 175 people. It is costing $34,800.
I'm sorry. The venue is costing I'm sorry, how much? 1 second. We're gonna have to start this over because I blacked out hearing.
In the spirit of transparency, I'm going to go through my May 2026 wedding cost breakdown. Start off strong with the venue. This will be the cost if we do the add-ons that we are planning on adding on, so like champagne tower, late night snack, etc.
Okay, so I guess first of all, I want to start with part of the reason the wedding industry has gotten so out of hand is because of all of these unnecessary add-ons, right? Like champagne tower, is that really necessary? No. Is it even super functional? Not really. It looks cool, but for about 5 seconds until everyone wants some champagne. Late night snack, I've never really understood, because if you're already renting a venue, there is usually food to get there, or there are food trucks nearby or late night restaurants nearby or whatever. So just adding an entire secondary meal plan seems kind of ridiculous, especially because a lot of weddings have like snack tables, cocktail hours. Like, how many meals do we really need to eat in a day? I personally, I'm having just one sit down meal. We might have like, I'm trying to decide if I want to do like a brunch the day before or the day after, just with close friends and family. But like, other than that, it's going to be a really nice sit down dinner and like some appetizers while I'm getting my photos done. And that was included with my venue. So yeah, I mean, the add-ons have gotten really out of hand, and having a food truck and a champagne tower is like just not the best place to start. But let's see what else she has to say.
And this is for around 175 people. It is costing $34,800.
Okay. I really did black out because of the price, because I thought she had said like $3,400, like $3,400, but she said $34,000, so the same price as a new Ford Bronco, just about. Yeah. You could get a brand new car for that, but great. Yeah. Personally, I am spending around $4,000 for my venue, and that includes food, that includes all the chairs and tables, that includes some of the decoration like candles. It's a ballroom. I get like a balcony. It includes my, what's it called? My honeymoon suite. So my room is taken care of for a couple of nights, and there's a block of rooms. It's a hotel, so, and it's a really nice hotel. And I'll have like a block of rooms for all my wedding guests so that they don't have to worry about a place to stay, and they'll get a discount. I'm trying to think what else. We get wait staff service. Like I said, there's a cocktail hour and a sit down dinner, and it's like a 3-course meal. The bar is included, and that is all for like I think we paid like $4,500, I want to say, somewhere around there. Yeah, and it includes a wedding planner. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but like I'm not doing this all by myself either. So 30. Okay. I want to hear what else she has to say, because I think she's about to say that she's not even having the reception and the ceremony at the same spot. So let's
Our ceremony is actually going to be in our backyard, but I did hire a company to do decor and bench rentals and all that good stuff. So that right now is quoted at $3,500, although she did come the other day and we talked. And
so I'm really confused about the whole 2 location things. Like, I understand if you don't have enough room for everyone to do both the ceremony and the reception, and you just want like tight-knit family at the ceremony and like everybody at the reception, that makes sense to me. Or if like where you want to have the ceremony, like a church can't have food, that makes sense. But like, you just have to remember, you have to factor in all of the travel in between those 2 places, and that's a lot to figure out when you're having over 100 people attend your wedding. Like, it's a very unnecessary cost. That's one of the first things that you should do when planning your wedding, is just figure out what is the best way that I can like incorporate everything all into one. Can I have my reception and ceremony in the same place? Do they provide tables? Because she's saying that she's actually paying a company to rent benches for the day, which hotels, churches, a lot of typical wedding venues already have those things there. They have tables and chairs. Why is there an extra cost? There shouldn't be an extra, like, that is one of the first things that I looked for when I was finding my venue. Was I did, like, if it was just the venue and they didn't offer anything else, I wasn't interested, especially because a lot of the venues around here were saying like $10,000 or more just for like, you know, a barn. And it's like, well, then I might as well have my wedding in my backyard. Like, Photoshop a barn in the background. Like, I don't get it, but okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Day, and we talked, and there's probably going to be some more stuff we're adding, so that will likely increase. I'm doing decor for the reception through the same company, and they quoted me $2,300 for that. I'm doing very minimal flowers and a lot of candles. Our photographer comes with 2 photographers, and that is costing us $5,500. Our videographer is a different company. It's one guy, and he will do drone footage and all that good stuff. That costs $3,800.
So, I am a wedding videographer. I charge about, on average, I'd say it comes to about $3,000 or $4,000, and I do a lot of hard work for a lot of hours. And I mostly do elopements, so I end up hiking and spending like an entire day out in the middle of the woods with like no phone service and like lugging all of my stuff around, all of my equipment around. And even if they have only hired me for 4 hours, I end up being at the venue for 12 or more, because it takes a long time to get out there, a long time to get back and set up, and all the stuff in between, and I cannot believe how far other photographers and wedding videographers go. And the scary part is a lot of them aren't very good. I've worked with some very scary photographers and second videographers in the past, and what they've put out has not been high quality, but they charge like double the price that I do. And the reason I don't do that is because I feel guilty about it. Like, I charge enough to make a profit, and that's about it, like to cover my costs for all of my time, for all of my equipment. But yeah, just to make like, I'd say on average I make like a $600 profit when we're not including time. But yeah, that's the part I'm most scared about for my wedding. I am just starting to look at photographers and videographers, and it is just, and you just never know for sure if they're going to be as good as they say they are. Like one of the photographers that I worked with, she was using stock photos for her portfolio, and nobody knew. I found out like right before the wedding, and I was like, should I say something? I didn't end up saying anything, but I have not seen the couple post any of their wedding photos. They've posted all of my stuff, and whenever I do videography, I also just throw in any pictures that I've taken, because sometimes there's a little downtime and I can just take photos. So there's not as many, but they're definitely high quality. And a lot of my couples, even though they hire a separate photographer, they end up using my photos instead, because the photographers don't know what they're doing, and they just, it's a nightmare. But yeah, it sounds like $5,000 to $6,000 is pretty typical for a wedding photographer. And really, when it comes down to it, they're not putting it doesn't cost that much on their end. Like, there's a lot of time that goes into the editing, of course, and like you need to pay yourself back for like Adobe subscription, for your camera, for any other equipment that you need to use on a regular basis. But in the long run, I'd say on average it costs like a photographer, once you already have all of your stuff, I mean, it costs like $150 for them to like print you something, put it in an album, or put it on a USB or whatever. And some photographers don't even really take time to edit the photos. They will just slap a filter on it and call it good. So sorry to be the one to tell you, but
for the ceremony, we are having a violin quartet do all of the music. That will cost us $1,600, which is actually a really good price in my opinion. Our DJ for the reception will be costing $2,500.
This part drives me crazy, because why in the world do you need two different musical items? You do not need a string quartet and a DJ. You know what that DJ has? Probably a sound clip of a string quartet. It's gonna sound about the same depending on where the venue is. Most likely you're going to have to put that string quartet on microphones anyway, so it's going to have that grainy, awful, like echoey sound anyway, so it really won't make a difference. So that, in my opinion, is just wasted money. I'm sorry, as like romantic and nice as it sounds, that is a waste to already way too much spent on a wedding. So, wow. And yeah, it sounds like next she's going to talk about transportation, which, yeah, I already mentioned that is a huge waste. Like, really, that should be the first item on your checklist, is to have either 2 places that are really, really close, or to pick one that can encapsulate all that you need for your wedding.
Transportation is rough. We have to pretty much transport everyone coming to our ceremony from downtown to our house and back in order to create a seamless guest experience, because that's really important to me. In order to do that, we have to get 2 28-person minibuses, a 44-person charter bus, and we have a 24-person party bus that will transport us all to and from. We have a smaller subsection of our guests coming to the ceremony, and then the larger group will be at the reception. That in total is costing $6,400.
So $6,000 that you could have saved by just having the venue and yeah, the ceremony and reception be at the same venue. Which, if she's okay with having the ceremony in her backyard, then obviously she's okay with like having just like a low-key aesthetic. So why did we spend $34,000 for the reception venue? If that's including the food, I guess I get it, but still, I think she said around 100 to 150 people. Like, it does not cost that much money to feed that many people. Like I said, I am feeding everyone at my wedding. I'm not having like a huge amount of people, but I'm having around 30 to 40 people, and it's, you know, a 3-course meal, and they're all going to get that and dessert and alcohol, wine, you know, cake, like everything. I really don't understand where all that money is going.
Hair and makeup, I did ask my bridesmaids and my mother-in-law and my mom if they want their hair and makeup done. Did not say it was mandatory at all. They have the choice. If they want, they can pay for it. Most of my bridesmaids said they wanted either one or both services done. So right now the deposit was $500 and the remainder is $2,550 for all of us to get our like hair and makeup, whoever said they wanted which, done.
So I'm glad that she's kind of cutting costs on hair and makeup, and she's like letting that be an option for her bridesmaids. That's what I'm leaning towards too. I'm honestly thinking about not getting a makeup artist at all, because I do my makeup every day. I look nice. A lot of my friends have worked in the makeup and beauty industry. They know what they're doing. My maid of honor was a professional makeup artist. She'll probably just help me out. And I honestly think it sounds like a lot of fun to just like sit with all of my girlfriends in a cute little area in my beautiful venue and just like drink champagne or mimosas or whatever and do our makeup together. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm gonna get my hair done still because I don't trust myself to do my own hair, and like I want it to be pretty fancy for this occasion, but like that's my little extra thing. Yeah, I think asking your wedding party to pay for that sort of thing, like I'm having my bridesmaids pick out their own dress because I want them to have something that they will want to wear again, and I have kind of a bohemian vibe going on, so they don't need to go really crazy with it, and I don't want to like force an ugly bridesmaid dress on them or something that they don't like or that doesn't look good on them, whatever. So I think that's totally fair. Like, if you're committing to be in a wedding, you're committing to a little bit of an expense. I don't think it should be outrageous, but like I think that's fair as long as you have an option, basically, which I think she's doing here.
Finally, we had to get a large hotel room in a hotel nearby to do our bridal hair and makeup before the wedding, because we want to take pictures in the downtown area despite our ceremony being at our house.
So my question is, why wasn't, if you wanted all your pictures in the downtown area, why wasn't your wedding and reception in the downtown area? Done. There's probably food there too. I really don't understand why we needed 3 locations. Plus, are there old people coming to your wedding? Do you really think that a whole truckload of old people want to just drive around town all day? I know I wouldn't. Do you really want the majority of your wedding day to be dedicated to sitting on a bus also? I don't know how far apart all of these places are, but if it's, you know, at least 10 minutes you're spending, depending on how many trips there are, that's at least half an hour of your day just in the car and on a bus. Like, for that matter, like, that does not sound like my ideal day, but whatever.
So we rented this really big hotel room in one of the nice hotels in the area, and that will be costing $1,600 for the 2 nights of the wedding, Friday night and Saturday night. Other costs on top of that I've not tracked because I just don't want to is like invitation stuff. Like, I'm making save the dates by myself, and I've put in some money into that, like getting all the paper and the envelopes and the wax seal, you know, all that stuff. So I'm not even going to consider that. And then any DIY decor that I do will also be there. I'm planning on personally paying for a lot of that stuff out of pocket, and we do have help from family, but it's a lot. Planning a wedding is a lot of money. So hopefully this makes you feel better about how much you're spending on your wedding.
I mean, yeah, she's right. Planning a wedding costs a lot, but it does not need to cost that much. Unfortunately, I think we're just getting to... We've just gotten to a spot where everyone cares more about being seen and having people see and admire their wedding on social media than actually just having like an intimate, beautiful, romantic moment with the people that you love most in the world and the person that you're choosing to spend the rest of your life with. That's who it should be about, and you don't need to spend, oh my god, 5 figures on your wedding. You really don't. And she didn't even mention stuff like, I don't think she mentioned the dress, she didn't mention the suit, she mentioned flowers, but like she said she's going minimal on that, and I'm not sure if she's entirely like accurate on how those cost, because flowers from like an actual florist are ridiculously expensive, trust me. Yeah, it just sounds like, unfortunately, she I don't know where she's at. I mean, everything might just be outrageous where she's at, but I really think yeah, the idea of being super luxurious and fancy got to be way too much, and she didn't really think about how serious it was going to get, and it's gonna suck if she goes into debt over it, but it is what it is. And you just have to remember, it's only one day. Like, the memories are going to last for forever, and you're gonna have a great time, and you should be able to spoil yourself, but this is not the world we live in, and it's not the best idea. So anyway, let me know what you think. How do you feel about a $34,000 reception venue or any of these other costs? Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm hoping to be doing more videos like this. I've been collecting more bridal budget TikToks, so yeah, more coming up. And yeah, do all the nice YouTube things, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.